STRIVECast is open for STRIVECast today, and it's brought to you by Legal Shield.
Yay!
Jeff?
Season 5, episode 19.
Episode 19. All right.
And
Like Noel said, this episode's brought to you by Legal Shield. And what are we going to do today, guys? Want to introduce ourselves first?
Noah Thompson.
I'm Jeff.
How about our sound and video engineer?
Hi, I'm Ryan, the sound and video engineer.
All right. And Alex?
Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Pete. So welcome back. Guys, we got a full show today. Let's tell them what's going to happen.
Okay. Something about Preble Street.
Okay. Something about Preble Street, including our guest, right? Who's our guest today?
Erin Kelly.
That's right. Old friend of Strive's, Erin Kelly, will be joining us. And then Jeff, you've got a question of the week, right?
Yes, Pete.
And our second round of trivia. So, full show.
Yay. For the STRIVECast, Legal Shield empowered families, single 1972, deported children with challenges covered for life. Your local representative,
NOLA. Tennessee. NOLA Tennessee.
NOLA Fantasy of 207-776-0302.
Great. So thanks very much to
Legal
NOLA
Shield.
and Legal Shield. Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the STRIVECast. Can you tell us about yourself, Roa, with Preble Street?
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Erin Kelly. I recently started a new role with Preble Street, which is Senior Director of Social Work. But I started way back in 2013 as a Jesuit volunteer at Preble and have done a slew of roles in the almost decade I've been around, which is pretty wild. So I've worked with veterans. I worked in the soup kitchen. I, during the pandemic, helped to launch a quarantine shelter. And then the last couple of years before this new role, I helped to run a housing program, which is called Rapid Rehousing Services, which works to connect folks experiencing homelessness to permanent housing. So I've done a bunch of everything here at Preble.
It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since you were a JV. So.
Pretty wild. Yeah.
Jeff, you're up next.
What is an average day look for you?
So every day, as I'm thinking it is at Strive, looks different. Just given my current role, I'm helping to oversee 3 different programs. So one is a hotel shelter, one is Florence House, which is the women's shelter, and then the other is Rapid Rehousing. And so I kind of bounce between those 3 programs, and all sorts of things are happening at all times in those programs. And so on the day-to-day, all 3 of those programs are working to serve people who are experiencing homelessness in various capacities. And so, for example, at the hotel shelter and at Florence House, we're doing a lot of meeting basic needs. So providing food and clothing, working on referrals to case management and other community resources, doing a lot of housing searches with folks. And so getting a sense of kind of where people want to live, what they're looking for, who they want to live with, what resources they may have, kind of all of that stuff. And so in my day-to-day, my goal anyway is that I'm helping to make sure all of these things are happening, and all of the staff are supported in this like really what can be really challenging and sometimes sad, but also really funny and joyful work on the day-to-day. So there's a lot going on at Preble Street all of the time.
Absolutely. Noel, back to you.
What is your favorite part of your job?
I love this question. I think my favorite part of the job is kind of these day-to-day interactions with people. I've in this almost 10 years I've been doing this work, I found that society and our community often kind of puts the folks that we're working with in a bucket, right? They make assumptions about them. They say, oh, because they're homeless, or oh, because they're experiencing poverty, or whatever it is, they must act XYZ ways, or they must have this this specific history, or whatever it is, right? They kind of get pinholed into how people think they should be or how they are. And my favorite part of the job is learning that just that's not the case. The people that we're working with are funny and resilient and brave, and have gone through often so much hardship, and have gone through unimaginable things before they landed at Preble Street store. And it's a real honor. And I mean that very seriously. It's a real honor to be able to learn about the folks that we're serving, and walk with them and help them, figure out what next steps look for them. And as I've become a manager and worked my way through those roles, is helping staff to really do the same, and working with them to support the folks and see how the staff have had similar experiences to me, and really learning about how great the people that we're serving are, and how, even though it's hard, can really be filled with a lot of joy at the same time.
Wow, well said. Jeff,
Oh, yeah.
you're up, buddy.
Okay. What is the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of my job, I think always often not having the resources that we need to meet the demand in the community. I think particularly in the pandemic, we've seen just an explosion of homelessness, and a lot of folks who were kind of on the brink of homelessness fall into homelessness in the pandemic. And while there's been some influx of resources, a lot of those are drying up now, especially now as we're kind of moving away from the pandemic. And a lot of those specific resources is that it never feels like we have enough resources for the people that need them. And I think too, kind of along the same lines, is that often society puts individual blame on people experiencing homelessness, meaning, oh, because they made this one choice a decade ago, it's their fault that they're homeless. And sure, everyone has responsibility in their lives, but it's so often the case that it's systemic issues, a lack of resources, a lack of federal investment, just a lack of governmental interest in kind of exploring why we have so much poverty and why we have homelessness. And so our folks are often blamed for things that are not their fault in many ways. And it's hard to kind of divest those two things. But so just trying to find ways to advocate for systems and bigger changes, so that our people that we're serving can better and quicker exit homelessness.
No?
Okay, how does someone get involved with the representing housing program or other Preble Street programs?
Yeah, so great question. Preble Street is always, well, there's one of two things. One is that we're always looking for donations, particularly a few things, right? So when it's cold, we're looking for cold weather gear, jackets, hats, gloves, that kind of stuff. And then we are always looking for things like personal care items, underwear, socks, all of those kind of things. Preble Street is always looking for. And then for donations. And then on the flip side, we're also always looking for volunteers. A lot of times that to do with our soup kitchens or our food programs. And so for both of those things, folks can go look at preblestreet.org. And there's a section that tells you how to donate things, what specific things that we're looking for, and how to volunteer as well. There's definitely a lot of great ways to get involved in the work that Preble Street is doing.
Right. Jeff,
Yeah, Pete,
number 3.
what is one thing you wish everyone know about Pebble Street?
Good question. I think I have two things to say, if I may. The first is I think the broader community doesn't often know the breadth of services that Preble Street offers. A lot of times it's just, oh, it's a shelter. When in reality, there is over a dozen programs, and we, everything from basic needs. So our street outreach are out there, giving food and socks and all of those things. And then the basic needs, of course, of providing for shelter. Preble Street just opened a new shelter this year. So now we're operating three emergency shelters. But we also have case management programs specific to, specific resource or populations rather. So veterans, youth. We're working with folks fleeing domestic violence. The rapid rehousing program is connecting really just the general population experiencing homelessness to housing. And then of course we have 3 housing first programs that we operate. And that's a permanent housing for folks to move in and stay as long as they want. And so I think people don't always know that Preble Street does all of those things. It's often just seen as just like a shelter. And then I think the second thing, and this is more of like not a tangible thing, but one thing just in my decade of work here at Preble almost is just like there's a lot of hope here. And I think when we're talking about homelessness and poverty, it's easy to kind of get discouraged because a lot of these issues they're getting more and more visible in the community, and they seem like these really unsolvable problems a lot of the time. But looking at the work that I've done, at the work that my teams have done, is that day in and day out, we're able to solve homelessness, person by person. And overall, Preble Street has shown me that homelessness is a problem that can be solved, and I think that's also important for people to know.
Well, it's hard to pivot from such a serious topic to a little less serious, like our lightning round, but we're gonna give it a whirl. And Jeff typically goes first in lightning round. So Jeff, have at it.
Okay, Pete, what's your favorite thing?
Is that it?
What is your favorite superpower and why?
Do you have a favorite superpower, Erin?
My favorite superpower. The first thing that comes to mind is probably flying. Mostly because I love to travel, but I don't love actually flying. Or like in a plane. So if I could fly or teleport myself to wherever I want to go, that would be cool.
All right, there you go. Noel?
Okay, what is your favorite state?
My favorite state? Ooh, good question. So I'm originally from New York State, Western New York, the Buffalo area. So don't tell anyone I said this, but Maine is probably my favorite state.
Yeah, nice.
Mostly because in Buffalo there's a Great Lake, so it's right on Lake Erie, but it is not the same as the ocean. And I think just being a 15-minute drive from the ocean has made my number one.
There you go. Jeff?
Yes.
You're up again.
Okay, cool. What is your favorite restaurant and why?
My favorite restaurant? Portland has so many good restaurants. The one that I like to go to the most is a Japanese restaurant called Minato on Washington Ave in Portland. I don't know if anyone's been, but it is delicious. And you can get something called the omakase, and the chef just like sends you out food, so you don't actually have to choose what you want, which I like to do that because I make a lot of choices on my day to day. So it's nice to just like show up and have other people make
There
the
you go.
choices.
Noel?
Okay, let's see. What is your favorite children's TV show back in the day?
Ooh, oh my gosh, there's so many good ones. Probably torn between Rugrats and Rocket Power. Those are the two that I love. Rocket Power might have Rugrats beat a little bit. Mostly because my brother, my sister, and I like watched it religiously. And I love the characters.
Noel, do you
I
approve?
like our,
Yep.
Okay. Jeff, back to you.
okay. What's your favorite hot drinks or cold drinks?
My favorite hot drink.
Hot
Is that-
drink or cold drink? Do you prefer?
Ooh. Let's see. I feel like my favorite hot drink, I mean, definitely a coffee drinker for sure. But I also like something called a London Fog. I don't know if anyone has had that, where it's Earl Grey tea with steamed milk. It is very, very tasty, and it's my favorite thing to drink in the winter.
There you go.
Mhm.
And then Ryan, would you like to do our famous last question?
Tell us your best joke.
Oh God. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for the joke question.
Well,
Does
if you don't
anyone
have
else?
one, Noel or Jeff could make one up for you.
Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Columbus.
Columbus who?
Columbus sailed the seven seas.
All right.
Excellent.
A
Better
little
than I
more.
could have.
There you go. Well, Erin, do you want to throw out the website one more time?
Sure, the website is Preble Street, and that's Preble street is spelled out.org.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for taking some time with us and telling us all about the great things that you and Preble Street are doing. So
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, we'll be right back.
Yay! Yay for the STRIVECast. Legal Shield. Employment Families Since 1972 Deportment. Dependent children with challenges covered for life. Your local responsive
Representative.
representative, Nova than Fantasies, 207-776-0302.
That's right. Thanks so much to Legal Shield for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be, Jeff.
We will be right back.
All right, we are back, and it is time for our trivia component.
Trivia.
Say it again, Noel.
Trivia with Pete.
It's trivia, I think he called.
Yeah.
Okay, we're looking for a good name, so if you can come up with a better name than we have, send it in. STRIVECast@pslstrive.org. All right, to recap, we did have some scores last week. We should have also said at the top of the show, and I don't think we did, that our friend Whitney is on assignment this week, but she'll be back next week. So this is a good chance. She was in second place, so a good chance for us to gain some ground on her. After 1 week of the trivia contest, we have Ryan in first place with 9 points. Whitney had 8. Noel had 7, and then tied for the cellar is Alex and Jeff with 4. So
Come on, Jeff, we got this week.
a good chance
Oh
to
yes, Alex.
round
Ooh,
today.
ooh.
So how it works is the person that goes first, if they get it, and then people go along with it, they get an extra point. So they would get 2 points for that answer, and then the last one is going to be worth additional points, kind of like a bonus round, if you will. Okay. All right. So this week, big game on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. So these are Super Bowl Sunday related trivia. Okay. All right, let's dive right in. There is one NFL team that has played in 4 different Super Bowls, but they've never had the lead before. This is a hard one right off the bat. I'll give you 5 points to get this right. One team's played in 4 different Super Bowls, but they've never been ahead. Who is that team? Jeff has his hand up. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, I'm going first.
Okay.
It's gonna be Tom Brady and the Patriots.
That is incorrect. The Patriots won 6.
They've won so many.
Yeah. This is a team that's they've been in 4, but they've never had the lead.
Like they've never won a single Super Bowl.
That's right.
I don't know.
Yeah, not even one. They've never even been ahead.
I was gonna say Eagles.
Okay, you've already that. We'll put you down for the Eagles. Noel.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see. Was it the first? I think it's.
Maybe this should have been the bonus question.
A hard one.
Tampa Bay.
Okay, good guess, but incorrect. They've won one before.
Oh.
Ryan.
The Bengals?
It is not the Bengals. That is a very good guess. I don't know if I think they've won one maybe, but not the Bengals. Alex?
Okay, I don't think they've ever won a Super Bowl, but I don't know how many times they've been in it. I'm gonna go Bills.
It is not the Bills. I think at least one of those they were ahead at one point. So
Guess nobody got that one.
Tough question.
it is the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
Yep. Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
They want to as
All right. So no points that round. So Whitney wins that one. All right. How about
Except we can't have Whitney win something she's not here for.
all right, here's one. Who was the Super Bowl halftime show when there was a stadium blackout?
the black.
It was in 2013, if that helps you. Alex has her hand up. She thinks she's got it. Go ahead, Alex.
Was it Beyonce?
Okay. Let's go to Jeff. What's your guess?
I would say Beyonce.
Okay. Noel's saying not Beyonce.
I think it was. They had a blackout. And what year was that again, Peter?
2013.
I think that was with Jennifer Lopez and Bruno Mars, but I don't know.
Okay. And Ryan?
Lady Gaga?
Okay. It is Beyonce. Alex, 2 points. A 2-pointer for Alex and 1 for Jeff.
Told you this is our week, Jeff.
There you go. Here's a softball one for you.
Oh, thank
What player has the most championship rings, has won the most Super Bowls in NFL history?
This is softball related.
This is an easy one. It's not actually softball, still football.
It's a metaphor to it, basically.
Right. Sorry.
Oh,
Like it's a soft,
Oh.
easy question.
What player has the most Super Bowl rings in history?
If he is it football related?
It is football related. NFL championship Super Bowl rings. Won the most Super Bowls in history. This one player.
I think I know.
Okay, Ryan, go for it. You think you know?
Tom Brady.
Okay. Alex is nodding. Are you going also Tom Brady?
I'm also gonna go Tom Brady.
Okay. Noel?
me too.
Okay. And Jeff.
I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is incorrect. Everyone else, however, is correct with Thomas Patrick Edward Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Edward.
Points for Ryan, 1 point for Alex, and Noel on the board with 1 point. All right, let's see what else we got up my sleeve here for Super Bowl questions.
I do have a Super Bowl question, Peter.
You've got one?
But I know, we know we honor the one we know is gonna be one of the celebrities, but I don't know who else is gonna be a celebrity.
I don't know the answer to that.
Have to watch to find out.
Okay, we've got 2 questions left. How many, I'm looking for a number for this one. How many chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday? All right, how many chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday? Jeff has his hand up. Go ahead, Jeff.
845.
845 wings, 845 pounds, 845,000. What? Give me a.
Yeah, it was that one. The one you just said.
845,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Noel, how many chicken wings?
I think I stick to 10,000.
10,000. Okay. Ryan.
Are you asking on average per year for a Super Bowl in general?
Yeah, this is just, it says how, yeah, annually.
For of all people or just the average family?
Yep, for all people.
I'd say 100,000.
Okay. And Alex.
I gotta go like 1 million.
Yep. You're all too low.
Oh,
Is actually, believe it or not, 1.3 billion
Wow.
wings.
Wow.
So
See how many
Nope.
chickens that come off from.
That's a lot of wings.
that is a good question, Ryan. All right, so one more left.
okay, here we go.
This is a 5-pointer if anybody gets it. These have all been hard. I apologize. It's
okay.
how much money do Americans, so only Americans, spend on beer for Super Bowl Sunday? How much money do Americans spend on beer on Super Bowl Sunday? Yes, Jeff.
Think about it.
1,845, 80,000.
Okay. Noel? Noel's pointing to himself. Go ahead.
I think it's 700. No, not 700. 7 million.
$7 million. Okay. Ryan?
$10 million.
Okay. And Alex?
I'm gonna go $2 billion.
Okay. Believe it or not, it is exactly the same answer as the chicken wings question. $1.3 billion.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did I get it right, Pete?
You were close. You were close. We did not get it right. So
well, that's
there we
a,
go.
A lot
That's
of money.
that's this week's trivia question.
yeah.
So we've got this week the big winner is Alex with 3, Ryan with 2, and Noel and Jeff with 1 each. So that brings the totals. Give me some talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I do some math. Give me your prediction on who's going to win this week's Super Bowl. Okay.
Oh, too bad Mr. Brady's not gonna play.
I'm thinking the Eagles.
For the Eagles, Jeff?
Yeah.
Who's playing against the Eagles?
The Chiefs.
Oh,
Who do you think, Noel? Chiefs or Eagles?
too bad they're not my 2 favorite football teams.
Not your 2 favorite?
Who are your favorite 2 football teams?
I like the Eagles. I will go with that. The first one.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. All right.
The
Ryan and
Eagles.
Alex, who you got?
Eagles.
Definitely Eagles. Eagles all the way.
Yeah.
Eagles.
I don't know who I'm rooting
Eagle
for.
Island.
I'd like it to be a scoreless tie.
Everybody to lose.
Yes, exactly. All right. Are we ready for, speaking of everybody to lose, what are our scores here? All right. So in first place, holding on to their lead is Ryan with 11. Tied for second, we have Noel and Whitney with 8. Alex with 7, and Jeff following closely with 5. So there we have it. Jeff, would you like to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Okay, come right down to another tips and recommendation, please. If you are looking to give back to the community, you could volunteer at Preble Street food programs and donate your GEN
Generous?
Gently.
gently use winter gear to Preble Street.
That's a good idea. Speaking of
Yeah.
Preble Street, our guest today, Erin's from Preble Street.
Yep, it was a great interview.
Really, yeah, that was a good
Interview.
interview. So follow up with her if you need anything. All
And
right.
we also do day have there too for people who are there.
I think they do all kinds of programming. Noel,
Yeah.
what else you got for us for tips and tricks?
Oh, speaking of that place, Peter, remember that Santa Claus gave me $100? I gave half of it to Pepper Street.
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
nice.
When you were picked by like the Secret Santa on the bus, right?
Yeah,
But that was very nice of you and very cool.
yeah.
Okay. Um,
If you're outside and it's nippy, always have mittens on your hands.
great.
Always put lotion on them.
Okay, there you go. Always, you love the lotion.
Yeah.
Good,
That's
good tip. Okay, do you have a funny story for us today?
Oh, funny story about my life.
Yep.
Oh, anything.
Anything you want.
Oh, okay.
Your segment. It's your show.
Okay, once upon a time, there was a place we went to, and we had fun, and I was doing the light show, standing in California, Anaheim, the TASH conference. When I was standing and doing this, on the outside there was lights somewhere, and I was standing right there. No, that's fine.
There you go. Was that Disney?
No, when we did our TASH conference.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah, and that's it.
there we go. Okay. Well then, Jeff, why don't you take us to break? Thank you, Noel. Good tips and tricks and stories today.
Okay, we'll be right back.
All right, we're back, and it's time for
Ask me.
Ask Jeff. And if you'd like to ask Jeff a question, just like our friend Tina from Portland did, you can send us an email at strivecast@pslstrive.org. So today's question is from Tina from Portland, and she writes, Dear Jeff, if you could only go to one website for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Love the show, Tina from Portland.
Oh,
So that's a tough one. So everybody think about that, because after Jeff answers, we might ask you. So what do you got, Jeff?
I say NCIS Los Angeles.
They have a website?
oh,
Yes, I do.
And that's the website you'd go to for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Wow.
You have the website.
I was guessing it might have been a little bit more PG rated or PG
Oh,
perhaps.
Actually, if he
Yeah.
it is actually it is PG.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, there we go. All right, so NCIS LA, Jeff's favorite show he would stick with. All right, how about Ryan? He's our tech guy. I'm good.
I actually would have to say Discord. You can do a lot within that.
Okay. Good. Cole, you go.
Okay. www.hotmailcbs.com.
Like the email Hotmail.
Yep.
Is that even a website? Like
Uh,
CBS's website?
yeah.
Okay. Like the television network.
Yeah.
All right. Why?
Because it's the audio channel addition to the website.
Okay. All right. Alex?
I don't know if this is cheating, but I would go to google.com and then I could just search for whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I think if you go to Google, you just get the little search bar forever. That's all you get.
Okay, then I would do DoorDash.com.
Oh, good. Yeah. I was almost there. I'm gonna go with Amazon.com.
Oh, that's why you saw it as a big
Are you saying my choice is lame? What, Hotmail.cbs or whatever you said.
Yep.
All
No,
right.
I said that's why you're gonna get sold at the big sale.
I'm gonna get sold at a big sale. All right. Okay. Well, Jeff, any other website? If you had a second choice, since this is your question, what would you choose?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You get to choose two because it's your question.
I do like Amazon, yes.
Amazon. Okay.
But yeah,
Excellent choice.
if the price is not very high up.
I'd be worried about even with Amazon, but like DoorDash or something. What if they go out of business? Then I don't have a website anymore.
Oh,
And CISLA goes off like off the air. Like, do they keep the website up forever? Like, I don't know.
Probably pretty safe with Amazon not going out of business.
I hope, but
Or same with Google.
yeah.
yeah. If you get a job at Google, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Anything else? Thanks to Tina from Portland for writing in with her question of the week. And again, STRIVECast at pslstrive.org if you'd like to send Jeff a weekly question. Want to take us to break, Jeff?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Strivecast is brought to you by
Listeners like you.
Listeners like who, Ryan?
Kathleen O'Brien.
That's
Kathleen
Thanks,
O'Brien.
Kathleen.
Thanks, Kathleen.
And if you'd like to be our listener of the week, just let us know you're listening. Somehow, some way, tell us you're listening. Leave us a comment, like, share, leave us a review, send us an email at strivecast at pslstrive.org, and you could be listener of the week, just like that.
So easy.
Hi, Kathleen.
That's right. Just like Kathleen. So thank you very much for listening. Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
Back.
The wrap it up segment.
Wrap it up segment. Speaking of wraps, Noel, what are we gonna have for a wrap for today for lunch?
It's a juicy Kool-Aid with Spam, sour cream, meatloaf, tuna, debit card sandwich.
Oh,
Debit
I'm
card.
gonna pass on that one.
Yeah, right.
yeah. I was with you for a little while. Juicy Kool-Aid. I was intrigued to see how we're gonna do that in a wrap, but then
Yeah.
Spam and meatloaf and debit card didn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
Here, that's random.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Okay.
All right. So Ryan, I think we're still hiring. Would you like to tell people about that?
Yes, we are. Strive is still hiring, and with a sign-on bonus of $1,750, check out pslstrive.org/employment.
Okay. All right. And Alex, Strive Rocks is not that far away, May 5th, and we want to hear from people. We've got an event coming up. Would you like to talk about it?
I would love to. That's right. Next Wednesday, February 15th, we are hosting a focus group on Zoom at 8 p.m. We want to get your thoughts. We want input on prizes and Strive Rocks swag and guests. Who do you want to see at Strive Rocks? Who would make you come to Strive Rocks? If you're a high school student, a college student, have some things you want to share with us, let us know. We'd love for you to come to the focus group.
Spread the word.
I do have a question.
There.
Okay. Is it an on-air or off-air question?
No, about STRIVECast.
All right, let's go for it.
About the sponsors.
Yes. About each individual person getting sponsors or the bigger sponsors, the event sponsors?
The bigger, the bigger sponsors.
Yeah, we're in the process of working on sponsors right now. And if you have somebody that would like to sponsor, send us an email. I'd be happy to talk to them. We love it. Sponsorship, the event starts at $500 and goes up to our title sponsorship at $5,000. And there's all kinds of things every level in between.
What about Partners in One Health sponsor?
Well, they're a nonprofit like us. So they, I think, probably might need to keep their funds for their programs. But I like the way you think. Let's keep brainstorming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the focus group again is the 15th at 8 p.m. on Zoom. If you're interested, let us know. We'll get you the link. So we want your feedback. Anything else?
I do think we should thank Erin for coming on. Great
Definitely.
interview. Learned a lot about the wonderful and important work that Preble Street is doing in our community. So thank you, Erin, for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely no surprise that she's been promoted several times while she's been there. You can tell how good of a representative that she is for their agency. So thanks, Erin. Anything else?
I don't.
All right. Then I guess we'll say see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.